everyone, this is Inge. I'm back with another video, actually two, because we're going to do a part 1 and a part 2. In the past I've made videos on how to make backgrounds with acrylics brayered on, and while I was looking for color combos to match the spring series, the new books by Maremi, I figured, what if I add a little bit of shine to it. I have a variety of metallic paints. Not all work really well, but well, I'll show you. This one is actually made with tin pewter on top, with a blue series, which I figured would work really well with the new blues fairies in here. I've cut this one already a little bit short because I want to use this one. As you can see, I've been experimenting some more with other stuff. This one is what we're going to be making today. I have made this yesterday and I've used it to make a collage. And look how gorgeous these colors are. You don't have to use all the colors from an image. You can use two or sometimes even one, with just a little bit of extra shimmer. And this is made with gold paint, and this is from Ara, which is a really good brand. And it shows, because look at that shine, it is absolutely amazing. I've also used that one for this blue background with the gold. I absolutely loved it. I love it. It's amazing. I don't have silver, and I don't know why. Maybe I figured I would never use it, but I'm really tempting to go get some silver paint. This is, I don't know if you can see it. It is actually a sort of a pearlescent shimmer, and I have done this with this one. It's called Pearl Blue. It's from Amsterdam, and on top of black it gives a little bit of shimmer. It doesn't really show up. Well, you can see it. I don't think you can see it on the video, but it was worth the while. This one completely sort of, I don't know. I tried it. This 3 colors is not a good option. Don't do that. I've tried it. It didn't work. Or I should say 3 color groups, because obviously you can use multiple colors. This is a more, I would say, warm purple. And again, I've used that pearl blue. Here you can see it a little bit. It doesn't show up, but I actually do like it. I've put some on top here, which was a bit of a matte finish, because it was so bright. And for a grungy background, this is amazing. This one I absolutely loved. Look at it. It has all the nice yellows, ochres, and a little bit of red and gold. Look how gorgeous. And this again with the pewter. It is a sort of a bluish, purplish tones I've used, and that pewter, because it's a bit of grayish. Yeah, I would almost say, what was I thinking? Not diamond. Oh, titanium. I think it's. I do like the effect. I really do. So if you want to add a little bit of sunshine or shimmer to your background, this is the way to go. So what we're going to be doing, really simple. I'm going to grab one of these. I hope you can all see it really well. You need a brayer. I have this one. I really like this one. You could use this kind of brayer. It works, but it's very heavy. So no, not using that. But if you have something like that, it totally works. Now, the one thing I've noticed is if you do a lot of these backgrounds, I've made all of these last night, that you sometimes have transfer of paint that was already on your brayer. You thought it was dry and still a little bit comes off. It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. I mean, it's just another layer, a little bit of grunginess. But if it does bother you, then you need to clean your brayer in between. That also means a lot of waiting time. Now, speaking of waiting time, what I usually use is Paper Artsy Fresco Finish paints. They require almost no waiting time. They're amazing. They're very, how do you say that? They dry almost instantly. However, the gold does not dry as fast. So if you are using, you need to make sure that it is dry within the layers. And let me show you what I mean with that. Because like, after I've brayered this, I then went on for my, I did all the blues, then I did the golds, and then I did a final layer with the stenciling in a darker color and a little bit on the edges. And the gold needs to be really dry before that, because otherwise you're going to smudge it all over the place. So that's the only thing that you need to be careful with. Let me get a stencil. I've used the checkers or the diamonds stencil a lot. I'm going to use this time the dots. So, what are my colors? I'm going to use. This is the only color that I have from another brand. This kind of matches it. As you can see, it is very, very close. It's a little bit darker. I've used both in the previous one, but now I'm only going to use one color, and this is the rose pink from Dough Crafts. Also, again, a little bit harder to dry, so make sure everything is dry. Peach Fuzz by Paper Artsy. Vanilla, love, love, love that color. Haystack, which is a more of a ochre. If you really want to go darker, you can use ochre. Ochre is translucent and haystack is opaque. Translucent paints give a whole different vibe, and the gold is also translucent. It is, how do you say that? It rarely ever is very opaque. So that's what we will be using. I'm going to start off with the vanilla. Now, I hope you can all see what I'm doing. There we go. Going to start off, and you can take, like, I don't know, what is this, 20 cents, or make sure you have enough. And then just brayer it on. Now, I like to brayer it in straight lines, so either horizontally or vertically. There we go. Turn your work every now and then so you get different layers on top. Don't worry about the little pieces. I'm sorry, I have a bit of a frog. It will get off. Because this is the lightest layer, but also the basic layer, you want a decent amount of paint on here. So that's why we are using relatively more paint than with the other layers. Okay. I just have an old rag here. There we go. And then I'm going to use that to, there is a little bit some, yeah, there it is, of here. So there we go. There we go. Okay, the next layer is going to be my soft pink. And again, I'm already turning it. we want a nice blob. You don't have to start with the lightest color. You can start with another color, but I would not recommend you. Oh no. Lily has been here on my desk, especially in the evenings. She likes to hang out here, so she leaves her fur everywhere. I'm sorry, what was I saying? If you start with a darker color, you don't want to overdo the layer, because then it's really hard to make it lighter. You can always go darker. You can go back and forth with different layers if you don't like it. That's the beauty of this technique. But yeah, so there we go. Now I'm going to be using haystack. This may be a bit too much, so I'm going to spread it out really well. And instead of putting pressure, I'm really just flicking. I hope you can see that. And then again, I'm going to do like this. And you don't want it too much. Too overpowering is not a good look. And you just, like, you look at it and you think to yourself, what am I missing? I'm sorry, this is really, I'm going to get rid of this one. There we go. And what I'm missing is I'm seeing a lot of the yellows, but I'm not so much seeing the pinks. So I'm going to come in with a little bit more of the cherry blossom. I wasn't really going to use this color, but I think I'm changing my mind a bit. Not as much, just a little bit, because we want there to be, see, that's it. Flick, flick, flick. Yeah, there you go. You can be very purposeful where you want to get this on your background. There we go. Going to dry this off quickly, because I'm now going to go over it with the darker peach. And I'm not going to take a lot. This is enough for me. This is enough. Oh, look at that color. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to try, yeah, just a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh, wow. I love that. I really do love that. Oh. I didn't use that in the original, but you know, you should never make the same thing twice. Oh wow. Oh wow, wow, wow. And that's enough for me. This is a gorgeous color. Oh guys, I'm so happy I've used this. This is still wet from, so I'm going to take it off. And I know you're probably going to say, oh, what a waste. Well, you can totally do it. Brayer it off on a sort of practice piece or another card. That's okay. You know, if you don't care about what the outcome is, I would definitely do that. I normally do that. I have a palette, but for the video, it's difficult. That is why I'm doing it like this now. Okay, there we go. Now, also brayering off my brayer, making sure that that is really, really no more different paints. That's it. And then I'm going to come in with the gold. You can see this. Look at it. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. You know what? I'm going to do it like this. That's probably too much, but that's okay. It's okay. We're going to brayer it out. This paint behaves slightly different than the other paints. So again, just like that. And the gold also hits, yeah, almost the what is it? The peach? Where is it? Where's my color here? The peach fuzz, and it really gives it a beautiful shine. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I love it. I do. I really, really do. Oh, amazing. So again, wiping this. Let me show you what I made. The original one. Again, so we can. The original one did not have the peach in it. It just had the pink. And because in the little girl is a little bit of darker, she has darker skin tones, she has dark hair, so I've really emphasized the how do you say that, the brown, and I've used brown also to stamp, but as you can see the stenciling is done here with the gold. But I love that peach so much. I'm going to use the peach this time to stamp, to stencil. And then, you know, we're just not going to stamp it until we know what we're going to be putting on top of it. So, what you need for this is, again, a little drop of paint, not a lot, that's it, and a little makeup sponge. I'm just going to do it like this, randomly. Now, because this is quite a large card, I'm probably going to be stenciling on, I would say, like 5 different places. Always I use an uneven number to like this, yeah, maybe here. A little bit here, and if you don't like we can add a little bit here just to make sure that this area is a bit bigger. See, that's it. And then I'm probably, because I like to cut it off, we can cut it here at the bottom. Yeah, I love it. I really do. Just going to put that out of the way. What you can do is add a little bit like here in places where you feel like you need a little bit extra of that peach color. And you can do that with any color, right? If you want, like, you think like, oh, I want a little bit of extra of the haystack, or even, you know, use a little bit of extra ochre, you could totally do that. And there we go. It is very subtle. Look, it's not over a lot. I mean, some of the others really had a lot, but I love how it's this thick texture here on top of the peach. I absolutely love that. And we could also, like, I'm going to show you that in part 2, you could stamp and emboss something in gold to match your background. So yeah, totally, absolutely love it. See how easy this is. I will again show you the colors. Peach Fuzz, I've used Cherry Blossom. This is another one from Joe Crafts, the Rose Pink. I've used Haystack, and I've used Vanilla, and of course I've used gold. I'm going to let this dry, get this out of the way, and then I will show you the colors for the other combinations. This one was done with Vanilla, Rose Pink, Cherry Blossom, haystack and gold. So those four without the peach. This one was done, let me grab my glacier ice. This is the really sort of background, you can hardly see it, but it's there. Venice blue, that's the mid blue, and peacoat, which is the really dark blue. And of course there, you know, you let them dry, these paints, but what I can tell you is that there is always a little bit of transfer and a little bit of mixing, and that's okay because that makes it one cohesive. And again, I've used this gold. For this one, it was a completely different one. I've used haze, which is the really sort of, then I've used wisteria. Let me, no, not this one. Oh yeah. Wisteria, and I've used blueberry. And on top, I've used pewter. And it looks very much silvery here, while on the others it looks very much more grayish. But that's that color combination. For this one, I've used, because they're here, I've used, of course, the ochre. I've used vanilla, haystack, ochre, and cherry red. It's a really vibrant red. It is a translucent one, so you can see it almost becomes a little bit of orangey, but so make sure you use enough. And of course the gold. This one was a bit of a mess, I have to admit. Let me show you what I've used. These are dough craft paints, all of them. I've used Iris, sorry, Princess Pink, Lavender. I went out of my way. I went a little bit overboard. I've used Blackberry. Something went wrong here because of this stripe. I didn't like it, and so I just started to sort of experiment. And this layer here is haze. I really like that on top, and of course I also used the pearl blue here. This is again, I've started with the Venice blue. I've used glacier ice, I've used peacoat, and I've used snowflake, and again the pearl blue. But you can hardly see that. It's, I don't think it shows up, but that's okay. And then this one, and in part 2 I'm going to make a collage with this. Again, these three, glacier ice, Venice blue, peacoat, not so much Venice blue this time, and I've used pewter on here, and I love how that gives such an amazing shine. So that's it for now. This is what we made. I hope you liked it. Come back in part 2, because then I'm going to make a collage on this one. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.